So everyone, we are excited to breed different kinds of species, and cocktails we have much interest. So we need to prepare the bird for the breeding season. The food will be changing, and for breeding we will be using wooden nest as well as the clay pot. So there might be an emergency, something can happen unexpectedly, and a few things which should be kept ready during the breeding season. All these things we'll see in the upcoming slides, and you can see the box. This is the box which we use for our cocktails, and I will let you know who has given this perfect idea to us. Preparation for breeding season. So okay, I want to breed the cocktails, and what we should do is we should not get the breeding pair. Suppose Salim is giving you a breeding pair, you should not buy that. You get a youngster, most probably a DNA sexed, male female, wait for 8 to 12 months. The 8 months it will get mature. So 10 to 12 months or 10 to 14 months is a perfect time to breed them, and don't try to get a lot from a same breeder. 4 to 6 egg from a single breeder, and collect from different bloodlines and from different breeders, different sellers, to mingle all these different bloodline birds in a single flight cage and make them naturally paired. The reason why I'm telling you to go ahead with a DNA is, so if you know that we are going to put in a flight cage of 10 males, 10 females, for sure they will pair in 9 numbers. There will be some 2 leftover birds, but they will never pair up. So it's good. But unfortunately, if we get unsexed bird, we put 20 numbers in the same cage, we'll end up with 15 males, 5 females. Then the interest towards the breeding will decrease. So that will give us a negative thoughts. So what we should do is go ahead and buy a DNA sex pair and go ahead for the natural pairing, which is the best result you will never ever get. Suppose if you're going to do a forced pairing. The best cage size for breeding cockatiel, if you have space, please go ahead with 6 foot, 4 foot by 4 foot. This is ideal for cocktail. It looks quite strange, but this is the perfect size which was given to me by my friend Usman. So this, if we have space, please go ahead. Suppose if we don't have a space, no worry, we can go with some small sized cages, 3 foot by 1 foot, 1.5 by 1.5, or else 1.5 foot width and depth 1.5, or else we can go with 4 by 2 by 2, which is normally used by many breeders. So during the breeding season, we can go into small cages. There is no issue. We can breed them continuously for 2 clutches or maximum 3 if the health condition is good. It should be taken to a free flight cage, and we should give them some exercise. So the lifetime of them should be minimum 10 to 12 years. Suppose our cocktail dies at the age of 4 years from the youngster, then it's a serious problem with us, not with the bird. So we should give them a big cage as much as possible. So cocktail can be bred till 10 years. If suppose we are buying as a young ones. Even some cocktails breed up to 15 or 13 years. So for preparing to the breeding season, we should give them a vitamin A rich food, calcium rich foods. So before breeding season, they should be given, or else we might end up with egg binding and different kind of health issues for our birds. Jareen, are you hearing? Because I'm not hearing or getting any response. So
yes, continue.
Yeah, sir, continue, sir. It's perfectly fine.
Perfect. Okay, during the non-breeding season, birds shall be kept in flight cages. If we have a number of cages, separate the male, separate the female. So egg food shall be given during this time, weekly once or twice. We should avoid too much of fat in the non-breeding season. Okay. Breeding using wooden nest box size. Okay. Here you can see the size of the nest box, which is 12 inches by 12 inches by 14 inches height. The nest hole diameter for cocktails is 3 inches. We can go ahead with 3 inches. There is 75 mm, yes. You can go ahead with that. And pine wood, we can use mango or different kind of wood. We can go ahead, no problem in that. The more the better the wood quality, better the lifetime of the box. But I prefer we can use the box for not more than 2 years, so we can replace after every 2 years maximum. Use that wooden shavings of whatever the type. It should be white in color. The more the white, it is good for the birds. Please never ever use the wooden shaving which is dark red in color. Okay, the idea which is given by our friend, so everyone knows him, Tony Silva. So excellent box. If we are having cocktails, please go ahead with this box. I never faced any issue in this box, and the moment I started breeding in this box, my result is gone to the peak. So it's best ever box I have been used. I have used Sun Conure box, which is 14 by 14 by 18 inches. So that box I have used, but that is not with the top opening like which you are going to see in the upcoming slide. So I have bred some 10 by 10 by 14 inch long box, but there is also not that much result. The bird will quickly come out of that when the box is horizontal. So this box, huge space area, and it's very good for our birds. So, and I thank my friend Satish for doing this wonderful job in the 3D model. So he has helped me in giving this dimension to me. Benefits of using the wooden nest box. So you know that when we have the clay pots, we have to go stretch our arms and take the clay pots. It's disturbance for us as well as the birds. The bird will move here and there. But when it comes to the nest box, wooden nest, it's very easy. So we can easily inspect. The chick mortality rate is high. In box, there might be a chance one chick will die. There is a chance ant might come. So, but we can save here. But in case of this pot, it's very difficult to save the chicks. So it's advisable to go ahead with the box instead of the clay pots. I will tell you what are the disadvantages, advantages of pot as well in the upcoming slides. So using the wooden nest will give you a natural feeling. The temperature has been controlled. This gives, you can even breed your cocktails during the hot summer. There won't be any problem with this wooden nest compared to the clay. And this wooden nest box can be used for continuous 2 or 3 clutches. In between or after that, you have to burn these boxes with a newspaper. Given to be my friend Mohammed Usman from Pakistan. He is an excellent top-class breeder of the show cocktails, standard cocktails. So he has given me this idea of using the newspaper to burn, so we can kill as much as insect as possible. Try this; it's a very good thing. Okay, breeding using clay pots. So I started my career with breeding the cocktails with the clay pots. I not only bred the cocktail using the clay pots, I also bred many different kinds of infections, insects. I have bred using the pots. So after seeing many aviaries advice from our friends, so I have been gradually I increased to the wooden nest, and I have just got the successful result in my wooden nest. So you can see here, clay pots are used by many of us, and we have good result in it. Yes, some people the pots give them 100% result compared to the 10% result of nest box. For them, it's good. So okay, what I do tell here is, please go ahead with whatever is it's good for you. You can use that clay, no problem, pots, but we should clean it every 2 or 3 days. So that's good. So that's good. Whatever it sets up. Suppose if you feel the pot is producing you more chicks and good quality, you can go ahead. No, I will not tell please stop nest box and go ahead with box. I will tell if it is you are used to it and you are giving good result, just make it more clean. That will be good. So, and another difficult thing with this pot is the temperature. During summer, the heat will increase. During the cold climates, the pot will become too much chill, and chick will from the yellowish, pale yellowish color, they will change to the milky white color. They will die inside the pot during the rainy season. So during that point of time, we should add more wooden shavings to avoid this kind of issues. So it is very difficult to inspect the nest. So because the bird will sit on the top and we used to see from the top. It's very difficult to see those kind of things. It obviously reduces the cage space when we place the pot inside. Okay, emergency. So we used to have the leg bands for our cocktails. It will go directly to the place where the mesh iron rods are misplaced, and the legs will get stuck in that badly. So it will. This is applicable for both cuttering as well as the closing. So we should be very careful in this. So we should watch for our birds every some 3 to 4 hours. Use a turmeric for any kind of wounds for the first aid. So for fungal and wounds, you can use tea packed ointment, which is very good in treating. And if the wound is too bad and you can see the swelling, you can use tamarind and turmeric, which it should be placed little bit medium warm, so it reduces the wound. So during breeding season, below things shall be kept ready in an aviary. Below are the few things should be there in an aviary when we start our breeding. So we should have that nail polish. Suppose there is a minor crack in the egg, which we don't want to throw it away, we can use the nail polish and we can save the chick inside. So we need the tissue paper. So the tissue paper also plays a major role. Earbuds and water sprayer. Leg bands, suppose we are planning to use it for the chicks, and marker to mark on the top of the eggs. On this day, this has been laid eggs, and a torch for candling, and wooden shaving, extra wooden shaving, so that if we see the wetness in the box, we can change the wooden shavings. So then you can see here, I have just mentioned water sprayer. You can ask why the water sprayer is needed. So the water sprayer is needed. Cocktail is laid eggs and it is in some 12th or 10th day. The climate is too hot. We can spray the box from the outside so that it reduces the humidity and maintains the temperature. So that's why I've just mentioned the water sprayer. So these things should be kept in ready during our breeding season. And hand feeding formula, suppose in case most of our cocktail lay some 6 to 7 eggs or 8 eggs, sometimes all the 6 or 5 hatches, and the 5th one will be in bad condition, or the parents, sometimes they fail to feed. So at that point of time, we can feed them and put them back inside. So that is why I put here hand feeding formula as well as the tissue paper. Okay, I think I would have covered some 50 or 60% of the area which I have learned in the past and I have shared. And I would like to thank the Avian Association, Kerala and Jerin, for inviting me to this webinar. And I'm happy to share my knowledge with all you, my friends.